What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Hoops Perspective, and today we're going to be doing a breakdown on UCLA's freshman point guard, Jaylen Hands. Now, Jaylen was one of the best point guards in the class of 2017, and he had really high expectations this year at UCLA. But so far, he hasn't really lived up to the hype. But his numbers on paper are actually pretty solid for a freshman point guard who only gets about 25 minutes a game. But let's take a look at why Jaylen's being overshadowed in this breakdown. Jaylen's driving ability and explosiveness is the first thing that you'll notice if you watch him play. His consistency around the rim is still a work in progress, but he's an elite level athlete that's hard to stay in front of one-on-one. Jaylen has also been very efficient from deep, shooting an impressive 39%. He has made a lot of tough pull-ups from deep with a hand in his face, which is very pleasing to see from a young point guard. A player with his athleticism could be extremely deadly offensively if he's knocking down jumpers. And while he's not a pure point guard, you can see the potential he has as a floor general. When he's playing under control, Jaylen can make the smart basketball play more times than not. Now, when it comes to weaknesses, I feel as though Jaylen's biggest crutch is his tunnel vision and decision making at the point guard spot. Too many times, Jaylen will drive in a lane, have 2 or 3 defenders collapse on him, but instead of kicking it out to the open man, he'll force up a very tough layup. Jaylen was a big time scorer in high school, and I feel like that's the reason he's having a difficult time running the point at UCLA. Also, he's sharing minutes at the point guard spot with Aaron Holiday, who's the leading scorer on the team, so his touches are already limited. And since his touches are limited, I feel as though every time he touches the ball, he tries to make something happen, and that leads to a lot of turnovers. Shot selection is another thing that Jaylen can improve on. While he's shooting a solid percentage from 3, he tends to force up jumpers that aren't really there, but this isn't uncommon from young players, especially for scorers like Jaylen. Well, here's my verdict. Jaylen's play this season is neither great or bad. Actually, for a freshman point guard, he's playing pretty solid. But I was one of the many who thought Jaylen had a lot of lottery pick potential coming into the season. And I still feel that way, but it's not going to happen this draft. Jaylen has the size, athleticism, and scoring potential for a young point guard that you don't see very often. But now he has to learn how to be a true floor general and run a team. As far as potential goes, his ceiling is still through the roof. Once he learns how to be a solid point guard, I have no doubt in my mind Jaylen will have a shot of making an NBA roster.